So you may have noticed that if you head into the home page, this icon here is off when you're logged in, whereas if you're logged out, it's fine there on the side. So just head in and log in again. Let's look at how we can fix this problem. In this video, we are primarily going to fix two bugs in this application that we've been building. I'm going to go ahead and close my other tabs here. We don't need those open. So if you head to the navigation, the blade.php, and the way I access this quick view is by clicking Shift twice. So that allows me to easier navigate through the application. Alright, so we have this card item here. That's fine. So let's find the checkout or the card. Okay, so we have a card here. And we want to essentially restrict this to being guest for now, because this is going to be only be for when we are logged in. So let's just get some spacing in here, copy this, and let's head into where we have this drop down. Alright, so you can see there's already the spacing issue here. So I think we want to actually add it in here. And I also want to make some spacing here. I actually think, personally, it should be before the settings drop down in this case. So I'm just gonna say ML3. And as you can see, we now have this card item here. Now the other issue I want to talk about is if we head inside products t-shirt and I select this, you'll notice that this ends up going quite in an annoying position. Now the reason for this is because the DOM re-renders and this component is not Livewire, and it will just automatically mess up when you basically re-render the component by selecting inside this Livewire one. So what we can do is with Livewire 3, you can say wire, ignore. Let's head back in, hit refresh, select color blue, and let's just double check this works. And as you can see, it is perfectly fine. We actually have the ability to add items to the card. It now looks significantly nicer. We can swap between them. I can go ahead and I can go in and I can select blue again. And we now have two items in the cart. But this is significantly more convenient user experience, and I think there was some issues I just wanted to address while we were at it. So if we head log out, let's just look at how our card looks like now. You can see the page still looks a bit nice there. I would actually argue that I still prefer to have the card before any of this extra navigation. Now, you may have a different preference for that, and I'm not gonna necessarily say this is the right way to do it. It's really up to you, but we wanna just make sure at least it looks a bit better in styling, and I think this is significantly better. The last thing we want to do is we want to head in and we want to get the Laravel debug bar, which will allow us to basically look at the query count in more detail and avoid N+1 problems to essentially improve the performance on the website. So if we head down here now, I can just go up and I can open it here. I can compose required. And let's just see, why is it complaining. Okay, let's go in and just double check here. So we have Filament PHP. And before we do anything, let's just head in and say composer update. Just gonna wait for that to run. And let's see if we can install the debug file now. I had modified the Filament PHP version in the composer.json file, which is why I got this error. So you shouldn't see this error, but if you just run composer update, you can use this version of Filament if you want to. You can use the version we used when we started the project. It's really up to you. If you first watching the series now and started on it much earlier, you will already notice that it's probably already this version or around this version. So yeah. Now if I hit refresh, you can see we have queries here. And in here we then need to make sure that we can reduce these queries to improve the performance of the page. We have Livewire showing up here. You can see where the different components are used here. You can see the root and other things such as the session. So we can see we have a car session there, so on and so on, which is super great. So we now have the ability to get a bit more of an in-depth look into our sessions, and we haven't really done all the optimization we want to do, so that's something we're going to be looking at as well later down the line, where we're going to start optimizing this app. But we will first start with building it and then looking at how we can optimize it later down the line. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit the like and the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.